One specific response can make a narcissist lose interest quickly. Not slowly, quickly. Today we're breaking down exactly why that happens. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're struggling with that crushing confusion, wondering why the person you loved suddenly acts like you don't even exist, you're not alone. Today we're diving deep into the psychology behind that escape behavior. Narcissists operate on a very strict transactional currency, and if you start manipulating that currency, their interest level doesn't just drop, it crashes and burns. The core of their need is surprisingly simple, yet profoundly damaging to those around them, and understanding this need is your ultimate key to liberation and making them irrelevant faster than they can discard you. See, when a narcissist first finds you, they aren't seeing a person, they're seeing a high-value emotional investment. You are their new source of supply, a guaranteed paycheck of adoration, validation, attention, or drama. They invest heavily in the love-bombing phase. It's how they hook you. It builds emotional dependency they can later draw from. They are masterful architects of illusion, building a fantasy version of you for their consumption. This supply, attention, and emotional reaction is their lifeblood. It keeps the false self running. Without it, their meticulously constructed internal world crumbles, revealing the deep-seated shame and void they spend every waking moment running from. Think of them like emotional vampires. They don't produce their own energy, they steal yours. They need to draw a reaction from you, whether that reaction is joy, adoration, anger, tears, or desperate pleading. Any strong emotional output serves as their sustenance. So, what is the nuclear option? What is the one thing that short-circuits their interest immediately, causing them to deem you expired and unusable? It is the complete, radical, unyielding withdrawal of any and all emotional supply. We aren't just talking about going no contact, though that's the final necessary step. We are talking about changing the internal mechanism through which you react to their existence, transforming yourself from a vibrant power source into a dead battery. This is often referred to as the gray rock method, but it is far more than just being boring. It's about becoming emotionally impenetrable. It means responding to their provocations with indifference. Their insults, indifference. Their silent treatment, indifference. Even their sudden kindness, indifference. When they try to pull you into an argument, when they twist the truth, when they bait you with a frantic text message, your job is to give them nothing. No fire, no tears, no explanations, no defense. Just air. Imagine you are standing in front of a giant vending machine, and you keep putting in coins, expecting a snack, but all that comes out is a blank piece of paper. You wouldn't stand there and argue with the machine. You'd walk away and find a vending machine that actually dispenses the goods you are seeking. That is precisely how the narcissist views you when you stop dispensing the emotional goods. They categorize you as broken and unusable. When you refuse to engage in the drama they crave, you are starving the narcissist at the deepest level. They literally do not know how to process a non-reaction. Their entire playbook revolves around triggering an extreme emotional response from you, either making you feel ecstatic so they look powerful, or making you feel devastated so they feel controlling. Indifference is the kryptonite because it communicates a truth they cannot tolerate, that they are irrelevant to your emotional state. This withdrawal of attention hits their greatest fear, the fear of insignificance. They are terrified of being ordinary, of being overlooked, or of being treated as just another person waiting in line. When you look at them and offer a neutral, boring, one-word response, or better yet, no response at all, you are confirming their deepest shame, that they have no real power over you, and therefore they are nothing special. This causes their interest to plummet faster than a falling star. We have to understand that their interest is tied directly to your utility. In many cases, their focus is more on what you provide than who you are. The moment they realize you no longer react, no tears, no outrage, no emotional fuel, their interest evaporates. Because why would they waste energy on a non-functional appliance? They need immediate, high-octane emotional fuel, and if you offer them weak tea, they'll look for a stronger emotional hit elsewhere. Now, I need to warn you about something called the extinction burst. When you start implementing this radical indifference, they won't just give up right away. Their supply is threatened, and like anything cornered, they escalate. They will try harder to provoke you, deploying even nastier insults, crying, promising change, or even hoovering you with charm just to get a rise. This is the test, the final hurdle. If you hold the line, the effect multiplies fast. If you react to the extinction burst, even once, even briefly, you teach them that they just need to turn up the heat more next time. But if you meet that desperate escalation with persistent, dull, unwavering indifference, they get a clear message. The well is dry, permanently sealed off. This is the point where they truly lose interest, often suddenly and dramatically, because staying means facing their own emptiness, and they simply don't have the internal resources for that kind of introspection. Think about the contrast. They manufacture chaos. They rely on your predictable reactions. When you break the pattern, you seize back all the control they stole. This is an act of fierce self-respect. It's not just about getting them to leave. It's about signaling to your own subconscious that your peace is non-negotiable, and their manufactured drama is beneath your emotional investment. This strategy requires absolute consistency. You cannot be indifferent one day and devastated the next. Narcissists are emotional pattern trackers. They watch your reactions closely. If they detect even a flicker of desperation, sadness, or unresolved anger, they know there's still a small coin in the vending machine, and they will keep pressing buttons until it drops. Radical indifference means shutting down the entire machine, putting up an out-of-service sign, permanently. The moment they realize that their actions, their insults, their threats, their silent treatments, have absolutely zero impact on your demeanor, they become incredibly bored. Boredom, for a narcissist, is a fate worse than death. It means they are failing to influence the external world, which directly translates to failing to maintain their inflated self-image. Your peace becomes their failure. When we talk about them losing interest, we must clarify that narcissists don't lose interest in you, the person. They lose interest in your function. They often struggle with genuine emotional attachment in the way neurotypical people do. Their interest is solely mercenary. They are constantly auditing their relationships based on cost-benefit analysis. Once the emotional cost of provoking you exceeds the immediate payoff, they cut the loss and move on to a juicier target. This is why focusing on their reaction is pointless. The power move here is focusing solely on your reaction. You are reclaiming your sovereignty. By choosing silence over defense, by choosing calm over chaos, you are setting yourself free, regardless of what they choose to do next. Although the predictable outcome is that they will quickly find someone who is still willing to play the game. Many people confuse the narcissist's sudden abandonment with some failing on their own part. Did I not love them enough? Was I too demanding? No. You were simply no longer feeding the pattern. Their disinterest is not a measure of your worth. It is a direct measurement of your successful self-preservation. It means you established a boundary that was thicker and taller than their ego could climb. The ultimate display of indifference, of course, is maintaining strict no contact. If you have children or inescapable professional ties, the gray rock technique is mandatory. But if you have the option, no contact is the physical manifestation of radical indifference. It says, "You do not exist in my reality anymore. Your opinion is irrelevant. Your existence is irrelevant." And that is the beginning of the end for their ego control. Remember that their ability to discard you is proportionate to their ability to dehumanize you. When you present yourself as emotionally unavailable, not cold, but neutrally unavailable, you remove the handle they use for manipulation. You show them that the caricature they created of you, the one desperate for their approval, no longer aligns with the reality of the self-respecting person standing before them. This journey from being a reactive source of supply to an island of self-contained peace is your triumph. It is a massive internal shift where you stop outsourcing your happiness and validation to someone else and bring that power firmly back within yourself. You stop looking at their manipulative behavior and start looking inward, focusing on reinforcing your own emotional stability. They may try to hover back months later, testing the waters to see if you have restocked the supply. This is often the most dangerous point. If you respond to their casual, "How have you been?" text with a detailed recounting of your sadness or even your success, you just plugged the charger back in. Indifference means responding to that test with silence, or a pre-programmed, utterly sterile acknowledgement like, "I'm fine, goodbye." The key takeaway, the one thing that makes them lose interest fast, is making yourself an emotional dead zone. Be boring. Be non-reactive. Be consistently calm in the face of their storm. This requires tremendous inner strength, but the payoff, the glorious peace, and the sight of them scurrying away to find a victim who will actually perform for them, is worth every ounce of effort. They will seek drama, excitement, and validation elsewhere because they have learned you are incapable of providing that fix. Your stability is their poison. Your lack of emotional response is the clear indication that they have lost the game. And narcissists cannot stand to be losers. They will flee the scene of their defeat, usually very quickly, to find a fresh audience for their tired act. You cannot control their actions, but you fully control your reactions. That's where your power lives. When you own your emotional response, you own the entire situation. You become the impenetrable wall against which their manipulations break. Their loss of interest is simply a byproduct of your fierce, determined self-respect. So walk away not with anger, but with profound indifference. Let them chase the high-drama fix they so desperately need. Know that by implementing this boundary, you are not just making them lose interest. You are choosing your own freedom and reclaiming the brilliant light that they tried so hard to dim. You are showing them the door, and that door leads straight to your peace. It's your life, your energy, and your future. Do not spend one more second fueling someone else's broken ego. You deserve calm, stable, genuine love, and you start attracting that the moment you stop entertaining the chaos. Remember, your silence speaks volumes to the narcissist. It tells them that they lost. If this video resonated deeply with you, if you found that strength you needed to start implementing that radical indifference, please show your support. Hit that like button to help others find this message of liberation. Drop a comment below telling me what boundary you are ready to set today. And of course, subscribe and share this with anyone who needs to hear that their peace is non-negotiable. Until next time, stay strong, stay indifferent, and protect your inner peace above all else.